the show where we break down your favorite made-for-TV movies one bottle at a time. I'm your host, Patrick Serrano, and today we are talking about Deadly X Next Door. Deadly X Next Door stars Tianna Nori, Jack Grinhaus, Jean-Paul Najm, I don't know, Jean-Paul Najm, Najm, and Brendee Green. Now on the show, we either pour it up, which means yes, or put a cork in it, which means no thank you. So what are we gonna do to this movie? Pour it up! Now, if you haven't seen the movie and you want to avoid spoilers, you're going to want to go ahead and press pause and come on back because I'm going to do a quick little recap starting now. Elise and her husband, Allan, live in a cabin by the lake. They want to buy a house next door to start an artist retreat. Their neighbor, Chester, whose house they want to buy, thinks they're hippies and fishes on a dock. Chester is electrocuted and that house goes up for sale sooner than Elise and Allan expect. And another couple buys the property. The couple just happened to be Elise's former best friend Geena, who ran off and married Elise's fiance, Lee. Strange things start happening almost immediately, and someone sneaks into Elise's house and steals her robe while she's in the shower. They also take a crystal vase that Geena was admiring earlier. Elise runs into the woods and falls and hits her head on a rock. Hunky Lee saves Elise and takes care of her. In a football jersey, Allan thinks it's a strange coincidence. He just came across her in the woods. And Allan is right. Lee returns the vase and apologizes for his wife's behavior. Apparently, Geena steals vases and fiancés. Lee tries to talk to Elise, but she isn't having it and offers to buy out their mortgage if they will just leave. Allan and Lee go hunting together and Lee overshares.
Why would I be upset with you?
Look, I'm only telling you this because if you hear it from Geena first, it will sound a lot worse, and she just loves holding stuff against me. Last night I called out Elise's name while Geena and I made love.
What?
Allan again thinks that Lee's weird, and he's right. Meanwhile, Geena and Elise confront each other and yell a lot. Geena refuses to move and accuses Elise of gaslighting her. Lee and Geena invite Allan over to talk about buying their house as a play to drug him. Allan passes out and wakes up holding a hammer, standing over a bloody Geena dying in Lee's arms. Allan is charged with murder, obviously. Elise invites Lee to have dinner with her, which is interrupted by an alarm at the dock. It's another neighbor named Sylvie who warns Elise that Lee is dangerous. She doesn't explain much because Lee knocks her out with a meat tenderizer. Lee chases Elise through the woods and they end up on a dock down by the river. Elise flips on the electricity and kills him. With the neighbors gone, Elise and Allan open up that artist retreat and hire Sylvie as an assistant. Her first job is to tear down the murder dock, and that is Deadly X Next Door. So Deadly X Next Door was another early 2022 Lifetime movie that was just knocking it out of the park. We, of course, had some deaths right at the top with that dock and the electrocution. So scary. I'm like never touching a dock like ladder again because who knew that could happen? And who knew there were like alarms for that on a lake or whatever? Like there's an alarm for that. Smoke detector, lake electric alarm, a door, like a security alarm. So many alarms. Who knew? We had a young couple like moving in and then the couple next door is her ex. Like what? And we knew he was crazy. Like they were trying to set it up like his wife was, they were kind of gaslighting her, I guess. But we knew he was crazy. He's hot. He's crazy. The crazy hot scale, we've talked about it before. This man was definitely high on the hot scale, high on the crazy scale, and no one really should have been surprised. This is one of those Lifetime movies where you know it's gonna go down and you just wonder how bad it's gonna be. It was a really small cast, which I liked, so we really got to like know the characters a lot more. I mean, really there was only the four principal players and kind of the relationship and the dynamic of the previous relationships. So I like that. I like that we got some solid actors in there to kind of pull off the material. The script was good. And yeah, just quality Lifetime movie in general. Not trying to do too much. Like some Lifetime movies try to like go all the way. This was just staying very small, very insular in the little lake town. I don't even think we really left the property, just kind of in the woods. But yeah, we were at the cabins, we were at the woods. Perfect. Love that. And we had our Lifetime hunks. I mean, Lee was shirtless most of the movie. Jack, the husband, was not, but, you know, he totally could have been. I don't know why he wouldn't. He's like got a hot bod there too. You know, the shirtless scenes in Lifetime movies are not just reserved for the ripped hunks. We also want to see the normal-bodied hot bods as well, okay? And Tianna Nori, I'd never really seen her in things, but I really liked her in this. She was a pretty good actress, and I'd say she should do more Lifetime movies, but she's probably got other things on her plate. And now it is time for the Minority Report, the segment where we talk about representation in TV movies and why it matters. So since this was such a small cast, there wasn't a lot of opportunities for representation. Of course, we could swap any of these actors out with an actor of color and it would have been totally fine. And I think that wraps it up for this episode. If you want more Lifetime Uncorked, you can follow me at Patrick Miguel or the show at Lifetime Uncorked. Don't forget to check out our website, lifetimeuncorked.com, and listen to our podcast, also called Lifetime Uncorked. We have monthly episodes. This month we will be covering my movie, Old Flames Never Die, available on Lifetime. You can check that out. I am in the beginning and the end, and I am, you know, you'll recognize me. I'll be there. And yeah, don't forget to donate to our Ko-fi page, and we'll